Top of the morning to you lots. So I'm not like showered and shaved and dressed and all that. I'm just kind of waking up and something occurred to me and I was like, hey, I'm gonna shoot a little video. So I was thinking about it this morning. So I just moved to Grapevine and we're in this cool little neighborhood, and I've seen a couple houses go up for sale and sell for significantly under list. And I don't know what it is about this little pocket. Maybe it's the age, like maybe it's how old it is, that attracts these that attracts clients that are hiring lower skill agents. Like there's a house around the corner that sold for $50,000 under list. It started at $325 and it sold for $275. You missed it by 50? Damn! Like 5, 10, I mean, whatever. Situations occur. Like maybe the client was taking a pot shot. There's a lot of scenarios. Like who knows what the situation was, but I would argue that it started out significantly overpriced. I haven't seen the condition in person. I've seen the pictures, but I mean, it looked like it was in pretty decent shape. It's definitely in a good location. The timing is a little off, but I mean, houses are still selling and they're still selling strong. And December's a time when, highly motivated buyers are in the marketplace. So I just thinking like, it's hard to understand how they missed it that hard. And I think that by overpricing it, because they probably could have got $300 for it. So they cost themselves another $25,000 by not picking the right price. And it occurred to me that most agents, and myself included, for a long time, I just shot from the hip. I didn't have a system. I didn't have a system for pricing. I didn't have a system for working offers. I didn't have a system for putting listings in. I just kind of, pretty close. Looks good. But that's what I was taught. That was what I knew. And there's one particular house in Bedford that, it was a really tough deal because it was the first time in a pretty successful real estate career that shooting from the hip got me in trouble. And I overpriced a house very significantly based on a comparable property that was 2 doors down. And what I didn't realize and what I didn't see, and in retrospect, what I wouldn't have even known how to adjust for, was the size of the lot. So it was they were calling it a double lot, but it was really like a triple lot. Most of the houses in the neighborhood were 0.15s, 0.16, 0.17, and this one was 0.45. So they were calling it almost half an acre. I'm not super good at math, so I don't know what the 0.16 times 4. So it was 3 times. Yeah, it was 3. It was about 3 times the normal lot size, or twice again as large. And this house down the street sold for $380, as I recall. And I was like, hey, let's price it up against that. And I just got an offer that was pretty close. But I was attached to that higher number. The client was attached to that higher number, and it caused me to lose the listing. And then somebody with higher skill came in behind me, priced it appropriately, and sold it in a couple days. And it was not only a big ego hit, but it was a big financial hit, because at the time, we needed that money. that was one that that was a big commission that we were counting on coming in. And in addition, or I guess in front of that. Like, we had a client that was trying to get their freaking house sold, and I didn't have it priced correctly because I didn't know. And fortunately, there's an agent in our marketplace that called me out, and he was like, well, how'd you price it? And I was like, well, I mean, I looked at the comps, and I mean, this seems about right. And like, he just looked at me, because this particular guy, he's pretty, I wouldn't go so far as to call the man stoic, but I mean, he's pretty direct. He goes, did you run adjusted comps? Well, no. And he goes, then you have no idea what it's worth. Get out of my office. I was like, oh shit, okay. Let me be on my way. So it's very important when you go to list a house that you have an agent that at least has the skill level, that they have a system in place for pricing, that they have a system in place for working offers, that they have the necessary systems to get a property sold. And keeping in mind, like, if you're gonna do it yourself and you're gonna run a for sale by owner, I'm not one of the people that's like super, I'm gonna start like hating on FSBOs and you can't do it yourself and you should never do that. Like, I don't know. I mean, depending on your skill level and your understanding of systems and what you have going on, maybe you can do it yourself. To me, that doesn't. I think FSBOs, and I mean, there's data in the marketplace that says like how much longer they take to sell and how much less they sell for, because a good buyer's agent has, like, they have the skill sets, and as a FSBO you don't, and they should have systems as an agent that a for sale by owner doesn't. But the reality is like there's a lot of people in the marketplace that don't. But be careful as a FSBO that you might run upon somebody that does have systems and processes. And I mean, there's the potential for them to, I mean, the 1 to 4 family residential is a 9-page contract. Like, there's a lot of stuff in there, and a lot of areas that you can that can be swung one direction or the other. And a buyer's agent is not responsible for telling you as a for sale by owner what's standard and customary. In fact, they have a fiduciary responsibility to their client to not tell you that, in my opinion. I'm not a lawyer, I'm not giving legal advice. Let's be honest, like, I couldn't sit still long enough to make it through law school. I'm a systems guy. Like, I'm a systems guy and I'm a sales guy. Like, those are the two things that I'm good at implementing. So anyway, that's my thoughts for the day. Make sure that whoever you hire to list your house, that they've got a system in place for pricing, that they have a system in place for working offers, and that they have a system in place for marketing your property. So the theme of December is systems, systems, systems. Hope you're creating a great day.